and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people. The struggle, salute, salute, salute. As you come on in, know that you are in a safe space. Know that you're in a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that you're in a space of educating and being educated. Okay? Know that you're in a space of questions, answers, comments, concerns, conversation, dialogue, intelligence. Know that you are in the space of building and destroying. You're in a space, your space of love and unity, building a united front on a path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Please keep all funding information in the chat for the duration of class. Fund this war effort. Yes, I know who funds the war effort. Yes, I know who comes to class to get free jewels and keep them in the stash. Yes, I know. I see. This is a very, very intimate class, a very intimate setting. Man, I know just about everybody that come through. Fund the war effort. Yeah. Please keep all links, tags, and all that in the chat for the duration of class. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Please book an assessment. Yes. Find out if you a little bit off. If you are a little bit light with your hands, if you are a little bit too boisterous and need to chill, please book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, book an assessment for them. If you're already up under here, get your sessions in. Book your session. Don't play. Don't play. Don't wait until you become a news story. A TikTok vid. Don't wait. It's too late by then. If you or anybody you know is in need of domestic violence, intimate relationship abusive situation, please book an assessment. Come on, we're going to get into it today. Book an assessment. Learn what you need to know. Learn about the behaviors, what you need to be alarmed by, what should alert you, the things that you need to have an awareness of to keep yourself safe, to keep your loved ones safe, to keep you thriving after surviving a DV situation. Book an assessment. Yes, remember, the life you save could be your own. Oh, yeah, it could be your own. Listen, I'm on the road. And for the first time, I'm realizing how much I utilize my printer at home, paper, pen, things of that such that just didn't have with me. Yeah. But, excuse me, teachers always prepared. Because I got this. Yeah, I got this. So I'm always prepared. Don't y'all think I'm slipping. Yeah. But somebody needs to start the tagging people. First, tag your classmates. Let them know we're in class. No excuses. It's Friday. It's almost time for people to get up off of work. Okay? Edward Ghoster, salute for funding the war effort. Yeah, we see you, Ghoster Sr. Salute for funding the war effort. And I know that was from your heart. I know that you won't be drinking when you get off work because you funded the war effort. I see you. Yeah, I know you. I know. So y'all tag the classmates, okay? But we got a lot of folks to tag because I got a lot to get through. Okay, I have a lot to get through. We got to get busy. Somebody tag the mayor of New York. Yeah, tag old Eric. Tag him. Yeah, peace, peace. Much appreciated for the super chat. Yeah, much appreciated. Uh-huh. No doubt. Souls Mania. Yeah. Tag old Eric. Hey, Ghost. Oh, birthday weekend. So I'm going to take that back. You getting ready to get all sauced up and liquored up. That little $20,000 you just sent me ain't mean nothing to you. You getting ready to get sauced up. Yeah. Yeah. You better have your class. You better have your ass in class on Monday, though. Okay, what you do this weekend? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. So, tag Eric Adams. Tag Amanda Seals. Uh-huh. I ain't gonna let that slide. No. Tag the Tennessee teachers and the Tennessee lawmakers. The legislative branch. Tag them. Mm-hmm. Tag old Harvey Weinstein. Tag Diddy. Uh-huh. We getting in today. Yeah, y'all thought I was bullshitting. Somebody tag Caitlyn Clark. And all the Karens. Yeah, tag them. We gonna get it in. Because this is what y'all do to me. Y'all don't realize that I have a life. Jonathan Kidd, much appreciated. Peace, almighty. Y'all think I just be playing. I got a family to run. I got community work. I does all this. But y'all just keep sending me things every day, all day, every day, all day. Yeah, y'all do that. Y'all do that. And that's what keeps me energized. That's what keeps me in love with my class and my people. Because y'all think that I ain't got nothing else to do but to be here with y'all. Damn it. So we going to get it on. Y'all going to get it all. As much as I could get. Y'all act like I've been gone for a month. Damn it, it's only been a day and a half, maybe 2. Let's get it in. Damn it. Who's in class? And please, if the Wi-Fi's off, if it was a little weird, I really wanted to be outside, and then it's too much nature, sounds and shit, birds and bees and all type of shit. Ducks is running around here and rabbits. And I ain't want to disturb the class. Y'all see me jumping and moving and shit. So let me just get this right in this little raggedy thing here. Okay? So, Philip Boone. What up? Salute, you in here. V. Ballhead V. From the Bay Area. Oakland is in the spot and no bet to be watching me with her. Yeah. Zone 864 TV. Salute, Corey Grant. What up? That's my security, y'all. Big Corey. Y'all don't know about it, though. Don't run up on me somewhere and Corey catch you from the back. Oh! Put you out. I'm just telling y'all. Bushhead, what up? TC. Tony G. 55, Tony. Gotcha. First 55. Jean V. Pierre. Canada's in the spotty spot. CB. What's going on? Geechee. 3 4s up in. Oh, Philly. What up is in the building. Mark Lewis, C Blades. What up, C Sniper? C Blades and Mr. Mac 123's up in here. As we said, hey Ghoster. Born Day weekend, y'all. Y'all give Hey Ghoster mad Born Day bottles up in the chat. Born Day. Mr. Mac St. Louis in the building. What up? Mac J, what up? Metal Face, what's going on? 3:30 in the AM and you up? You up? Salute. Think for yourself. What's going on? Intellectual Soapbox, what up? Come on, man. When we gonna get down? We gotta do it live, man. Stop playing on IG or Facebook or something. Come on, man. Got all them women folks on there. They ain't on my page. I got to get on there. Gotta go over there. Hey, 1050. 55. You got a 55 on a Friday. Bernadette, what's going on? Murder Gang, what up? Eric Charles is in the building. 55 for Eric Charles. Yeah. Got him, y'all. Got him. Who that? Yeah. Yeah. Who? Miss Chocolate Divine? 55. Got her. Yeah, we got her. That's what we got. Terrell, Daryl, Javon, what up? Shame Allah, peace, Almighty. What's going on, Mark? Mark, what up? What up? Yeah. B. Dolo's in the building. Who else? Oh, man. Oh, El Cristo, 55. Yeah, hold that. God Stone is in the spot tonight. What up? Yeah. What we doing? What we doing, y'all? Yeah. Yeah. Come on now. We got a lot. Yeah, that's right. Give it up. Born days are especially important, man. None of them other holidays, excuse me, matter. Born day. Because every born day, you should reflect on your growth over the past, what they call a calendar year. Listen, we grow. I keep telling you, have the potential to be greater every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. The most disturbing study for me, which bothers me the most, is that I have not really sat down and put into perspective time and space. I always tell you that people win wars based on control of time and space. And when I think about certain events and certain things, and Facebook memory is really doing this type of shit to me, to reflect on, yo, damn, that was 20 years ago. It seemed a lifetime away. But if I look at a certain event that happened 20 years ago, it feels like yesterday. You understand? That thing there, that dynamic, that phenomenon of time and space is real, man. So when you're going through these born days or these days that you have an awareness of self, really, because that's what we're doing. We're recognizing our being in a specific space and time. Recognize your growth. Never mind who's saying you something. Never mind who you see. How did you manage yourself? What did you do over the past year that you can give yourself props for? Take that time to acknowledge that. Like, damn, man, I really did this shit. Damn, you know what? I ain't have a license. I got a license. I didn't know that. I learned that. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do 10 push-ups. Now I'm doing sets of 20s. Anything that you accomplish within the course of that time and space, give yourself props for, because nobody else may not recognize that. And I'm saying that to you on this weekend, and I'm saying that to everybody at any type of born day. Acknowledge yourself. You understand? That's the most important, and that you're still here and of sound mind. All right? Definitely. Definitely. Listen up. I don't even know where to start. I've seen a lot of people, like I say, I'm in the mix, I'm moving, I'm trying to keep my eye on certain things, I'm listening. And of course, certain subjects are going to intertwine with other platforms, with other people, with others who give information. But as always, we deal with this from an intellectual perspective, right? I believe the easiest. So let me get to the least time consuming portions of class, and feel free to express yourselves in the chat. But there's a hell of a lot to get to. And look, shit, we ain't even, you dig what I'm saying, acknowledge half of the stuff because it's just too much. Is And a lot of it is unnecessary. So let's deal with what we deal with in our class so we can again seek this path to true liberation. The first thing I want to hit, since I'm not in the town, right? I'm on the road. I seen a little disturbing headline about people asking for the National Guard to step in and deal with the protests that are going on the college campuses in the city, right? Namely, Columbia University, New York University. I heard City College jumped in. They haven't got to Brooklyn yet, but I suspect that because Brooklyn College sits in the heart, in the bed of the intellectual Jewish faith community, right? You have a mix of Hasidim, right? Hasidic, and those who you don't see living right there in Midwood, and Brooklyn College sits there, and it's a lot. I mean, a lot of individuals who identify as Jewish, right, in that school. So soon they'll get, because they already had a few protests there early on. So they'll get there. For me, I'm looking at this as a play. This is not only a play, but a rewind. If you're old enough to understand the last time, and I'm telling you, time and space is something, man. Woo! Especially when we're dealing with third, fourth, fifth dimensions and collapsing of dimensions and people not even acknowledging certain spaces. We have to look at things that are not coincidental. The last time New York City had a black man as a mayor, the National Guard was also a question of whether or not they should be called in to stop protests. But at that point, it was a riot, and the black mayor refused. And again, it was at the request of the Jewish community. Now, this may be going over some people's head, but I remember. Remember the Crown Heights riots like it was yesterday because I was on Rikers Island, okay? That was my first bid. So I remember that vividly, thinking, damn, I would have been out there wilding out. Shit, I could have been Lemrick Nelson, or any of them. You understand? But again, that first black mayor, regardless of how good he was for excuse me, for everybody in New York City, he definitely put certain things into play that helped the black communities, right? Dinkins was something else. And because he refused to call in the National Guard, he was not reelected, among other things. So now here we have another black mayor, okay? Excuse me. Another black mayor. And again, because of actions outside of him, right? These are global actions that's going on, which again proves the fact that we are all connected in a certain space, and that because something goes on somewhere else, it doesn't mean that it will not affect you. So because of the war that's going on over there, riots going on right here in, well, I ain't there, in NYC, people are calling into question whether New York City Police Department can handle it, and are requesting National Guard to be deployed. But they were supposed to already be there. Didn't we have, excuse me, National Guard through the orders of the governor, Kathy or Katie or Patty Hochul or whatever her name is, in the subway system, right? National Guardsmen, New York State Police. That was weeks ago, not that long ago, just weeks ago. And I was telling you that, right? That there was something fishy about them wanting National Guard in the subways. So why not utilize them? I mean, I haven't seen them on the news. I haven't seen them fighting. They ain't been there. I haven't seen them squelching any of the riots. I've seen NYPD. I've seen campus security. So where's the National Guard? There's no need for you to call them on a large scale if they was already there. They supposed to have been there. I didn't hear anybody say that they was gone out of the subways and stuff. See all the shit that gets done behind the curtain? Where they at? They should have been there already. So what is this call for? And if he doesn't do it and say something happens, right? Because Brooklyn College is an open campus. Should the protests go on right in there in that pocket, it can extend, right? To Ocean Avenue, to Flatbush Avenue, to, all around. And I already showed y'all how it looks around there, right? If you go to my IG live that I did when they said that they were bringing migrants into the schools over there to sleep overnight because of the weather conditions, I showed y'all that area, that residential area, how quiet it is. I asked y'all why, if Jay-Z and them don't have, if they got all these billions of dollars, why they don't live right there and purchase those homes? Because no matter how much you got, you're not getting over there because it's a predominantly Jewish area and has been and is kept there. Synagogues, mansions, all that right there in Midwood. You understand? I showed y'all what it looks like. If you haven't seen it, go to my IG and watch it. And I believe I might have put it in the community on YouTube when I gave y'all that little tour. So they don't really want mass demonstrations right there. Okay? But so far, nothing that deep has popped off. However, it's a play for them to push this mayor to do something because he already been to Israel several times. He already done flicked it up, shaking hands, got his little small hat. He been there, so we know for a fact that they got him in pocket. So if he don't call, you out of there. There's no re-election for you. You done. They also are calling for the resignation of the president of Colombia. This is war. This is what they do, where you have to show your allegiance. Who are you in allegiance with? And they press you on it, which is the same thing that we supposed to do. Our folk are supposed to press black folk when they come and talk that skin folk stuff. We don't press them. We're supposed to press them to get certain issues resolved. certain legislation passed, if that's what it is. So learn from this. This is the example. Oh, y'all not going to do what we say? Okay, so you out of here, especially now when the whole entire globe is upset about this Palestinian, right, ouster, this genocide. So they're going to position themselves and say, yo, we need all our allies. We need all who say that they're down with us, and they press them. So we're going to see what pan out when it comes to that, whether he calls the National Guard in or not, or how intense these protests become. You dig? So I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick. Okay? Now, that was light work. Okay? That was light work. Now, let's get into y'all man Harvey. I gotta get into Harvey Weinstein and the throwing out of his conviction, because we always deal with legal matters here. We always deal with that on this platform, because I want you all to look at it from a very clear perspective, from points of law, not whether or not he's rich, not whether or not he's white, not whether or not he's powerful. Law. Because if all that was true, he would have never went through to begin with. We're talking about law, the system. Okay? Truth Lady, salute. Please DM me, Truth Lady. Was looking for you. Matter of fact, you got a 55. Hit me up. Okay? So, Harvey's case in New York State was thrown out. Was thrown out. Right? Gone. So what? So what? Clearly, I want you to understand that it was thrown out as a matter of law. We went through that when I spoke about Trump's case and picking jury, the voir dire process, and how I got my appeal. I told you, the appellate court is very different from this criminal court. So they threw him out. They threw the case out. Doesn't mean he's coming home. He's not coming home, okay? They threw his case out and that's it. What are they going to do? Same shit they did to me. You come back, you appear, they throw the case out, then your ass sit. He can't get an appeal, bail, or anything because he got 16 years in California. He ain't going nowhere. They threw the case out. They're going to retry him. Simple as that. They're going to retry him. And when they retry him, they're going to use basically the same case, same strategy, but they're not going to hyperbole it, right? What they did, did too much. They did too much. That's how he was able to get this shit thrown out. But he didn't do it. Lawyers didn't do it. Any lawyer, an 18B, could have seen that shit. Doesn't mean because he had bread or he's connected. Certain things fit. I didn't have no bread. I didn't have any connections. But how I went through the whole trial process and picking jury, it was off. So you fit in those guidelines. Harvey fit in those guidelines to get the case thrown out because they did too much. They did something that they always do because they did it to me. They introduced evidence or case or terminology that has nothing to do with what you're there for. So they use other cases and other witnesses and other people in there to beef up what the jury was hearing so they could convict him when they didn't have to do it because they had enough. But they always do too much. So now he gets his shit thrown out. Don't mean shit. He got 16 joints over in Cali. Right? He had 23 in New York. He threw it out. He got like about 4 or 5 years in. They're going to retry him. He's going to get convicted again and probably get sentenced to the same shit. 23 joints. And that's it. Unless the play here is to get information on the puffster. Now, is he going to snitch? Because he could very well come down, come to the DA, and they say, well, listen, yeah, you got it. You got a new trial. And we don't have to take you to trial on this now. Harvey, you seen what it was like in there. You got a little tasty taste. What do you know on the puffster? Because if the puffster is connected way more than you or has some information on some other individuals, right, that we may want a little bit more than you, Harvey, will you give us the puffster? So the question becomes not whether or not he's going to come home immediately, but whether or not Harvey's going to rat. Because we know from the photos, especially in the thumbnail, yeah, that the puffster and old Harvey been at a few functions together. They know each other. I'm sure he partied. I'm almost certain. Oh, yeah. Is Harvey Weinstein going to rat on Diddy, the puffster? All this Grippergate action. Harvey like this, yo, listen up, man. I don't want to be up in here no more. Oh, I got an appeal? Man, listen. I know some things. Especially if Harvey can connect the puffster and the Donald. That'll give him a card to play. He might can wiggle up out of that New York case. But again, he got that 16 in Cali. But 16 in Cali might be a little light. You understand? He already got 4 in, 5 in. Cali out of that 16 may make him do a dime. 9 and change. They talk that overcrowding shit and all that. So if he can connect, because again, the Donald was beating New York. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. The Donald is beating New York. For an ex-president to be convicted of a criminal charge and subsequently get sentenced to any jail time, it would crush the idea of white supremacy globally, period. That's it. If you're talking about a matrix collapsing, that's it. Because for the longest time, behind closed doors, we know what they've been doing. Now that people are woke and have a different prestige and pride about themselves, you're no longer in awe. Oh, some of ignorance are, but you're no longer in awe of white folk or believe Jesus is white and all that other stuff. So once you take away the prestige of a white man, of a European being the head CEO of this corporation and running the free world, essentially, once they put him in jail, that's a wrap. That means all the ideas, all of the institutions get looked at weirdly. So they gotta let him beat New York. However, again, if old Harvey, okay, can connect the Puffster and the Donald at a party with some underage, and he could get home from it, who's to say that he wouldn't do it? Who's to say? I already told you about the conditions behind them walls, man. It is not easy. It's not easy for us coming from impoverished conditions in our communities where they're jail-like anyway, which is why it's so easy for black men, boys, teens to make that adjustment, that transition from where they at on the block to in jail. We suffer the same conditions. It's just that in behind the wall, you're under a microscope. And there's no woman to kind of coddle you, to nurture you through. You understand? But for white folk, oh, they can't deal with that. If old Harvey got some information on Diddy, he gonna rat. To make sure New York don't retry him. But right as of right now, he ain't going nowhere. He in jail. No appeal, bail, nothing. He's sitting. He ain't coming home. He's in jail. California assured that. Okay? So we don't even need to talk about none of that. For what? Legally, he got them. That's the only thing. Ain't had nothing to do with no money, nothing to do with who and how powerful he used to be. None of that shit. I got home the same way on appeal. Many people got home the same way on an appeal. Okay? Legally, if you got them, you got them. They make mistakes in the state court system. They get overzealous and do too much. And with the right attorney that goes through those pre-trial hearing minutes, that goes through those trial minutes, it sticks right out. Like, oh, look at this. Okay? But, nah. Harvey need to do what he got to do. If he rat, Diddy toe up. It's toe up. Toe up. But this show is turning into a big old soap opera. Yeah. Funny style shit going on. And we right here. But I don't want y'all to get over consumed with it. Because whether Harvey rat on the Puffster, or if the Puffster try to shoot his shot real quick at the DA or the feds and say, yo, listen, I know something about, it ain't got nothing to do with us getting liberated at all. It ain't got nothing to do with black consciousness, nothing to do with us being woke, nothing. All it does is reaffirm what a lot of us has been saying about the industry, the people behind the industry, the agendas that were being pushed, right? And consistently are being pushed to discredit melanated men and women. That's it. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with us. Not at all. Okay? Next. Yeah, because we got to move through this. We do. Y'all do send me a lot of shit. Next. I want to get into the initial allegations, right? Because we dealing with it from our class. The allegations against Jeezy and Neo. Those two individuals will run through social media, right? They will run through at a point of which people began to matter of fact and discredit and point fingers and say, yeah, see, I told you, yeah, this, that, and the third, And again, because of the allegations, I want to be very specific in it because I keep telling y'all there's certain levels and layers to domestic abuse, domestic violence, or intimate intimate relationship abuse. They are specifics in that, okay? That you have to be aware of. This way, whether allegations are true or not, you can have a litmus test. You can say, yo, hold up, this doesn't sound right. Or, why are we seeing this on social media? Now, since both of them, and this is what kills me, when the negative, regressive shit come out, people run with it all the time. And I'm like, hold up. Now, on the flip side, when both of these men, whether they in Grippergate or not, when both of the allegations have been retracted and in essence said not to have happened, no one wants to report it. No one wants to take that back. Why? Because you don't get views for that. You don't get noticed for that. You don't get recognized for that. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I pump my brakes when I see this, because I know we're in this social media age where people are using this thing here to get into the minds of the masses and get them to believe in them more than they believe in anything else. So in that space, we got to say, hold up, man. Let me pump my brakes. So I didn't jump on the Jeezy bandwagon because he's always been a bird anyway, right? Knew that relationship wasn't going nowhere from the rip because of who Jenny May was from the rip, what she did to the Euro that she was dealing with. So you dealt with this dude years and had to get up out of that because he wanted children and she didn't. So why, boom, she get with Jeezy and all of a sudden it's a kid involved? What do you already know that these are organized and arranged plays. So I didn't care about them to any degree. But when you throw the domestic violence, when you throw this up in the mix, now I'm like this, hold on, wait a minute. All these years, any type of individual who we figured Jeezy was, we never heard of that aspect of it, right? We done heard some wildness. We heard he might have been a rat. We heard, you know what I'm saying, that he definitely wasn't about it when it was talking about birds and snowman and all that. A lot of that we done heard, but we never heard at any point of him being that way. Okay? Never heard of that at all. Never heard of that. You dig? So now all of a sudden, and she, up until this point, wasn't saying it. Now all of a sudden, he's abusive. Now all of a sudden, the infant is finding firearms and stuff like that, which I always, in my mind, think, well, where were you when this infant, this 2 or 3-year-old, found the hammer? Because mine was 2 or 3 years old. She wasn't wandering around the house unattended. Never. So how does that happen? Where were you when this infant seemingly came across a weapon? So I look at these things a little suspect. I have to. I look at them a little suspect. So I don't want to report on them, but in that space of DV and in that space of him being seen and viewed as an abuser, you have to say, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. But then again, when you in Grippergate, all that's fair play. All that's fair play for them because they chose to be in those institutions. He chose to try to reinvent himself as they all have since music isn't selling and try to go into different spaces. Instead of really being in a space where they could be of use to their community. They try to go into music. They try to go into, not music, but other genres of music. They try to reinvent themselves. Jeezy came straight from the gutter, straight from BET. You understand what I'm saying? So when you seen him perform live with shoes on Good Morning America and shit, you're like, well, hold on. Who put that play together? When you see him writing books, and I keep telling y'all, there's different ways that these publicists and these image consultants try to shift these dudes in order to keep their pockets laced. So at any given point, when you fall victim to that, it is what it is. However, we have to utilize those points. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, yes, you were signed by Puff. Yes, you might have had a little Grippergate going on. But again, when you go back to say, well, he was signed by Puff, then again, that's another discussion. Because how did he get signed by Puff? Who else was they dealing with? Because at that time, you still had BMF running around. And again, they already threw the allegation that the Puffster and the Big Father were friends. So you got to be mindful about what you're saying. If you're saying that, yeah, we're going to connect Jeezy to the Puffster, because then that means you could connect the Puffster to Big Meech. That means you could connect a lot of dots and see that, hold on, all of this is a subsequent play. Come on. Be mindful now. Be mindful of what we speak and what we put out there. Because when you start doing that, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, and so on. If you start to going back, you're like, oh, what was that relationship? What was this relationship? Hold on, how that move like that? You understand? Come on now. That's not the point here. The point here is anything goes when it comes to Grippergate. But if we're going to, again, allow black men to consistently be painted as abusers in that space, we have to give a counter narrative on that when we see that somebody retracted the allegations. Just like in the case of Neo. It's funny how all of a sudden she threw that in when he was parading around 2 women as though he was the man, as if that makes you the man. Homie, you're an entertainer. A well-known entertainer. A Grammy-nominated entertainer. You understand? You running around with 2 women don't mean shit. You don't even have to say your name. You can walk up into a spot and you have face recognition. You understand? Now let the average Joe Smo, the average Bar Kim, run around and come to the function and be able to hold down 2 women. Now that's something different, but not an entertainer and an athlete. Come on, man. You done seen Snoop walk through with 3 women. We done seen this. But again, this is the new age. This is social media. You understand? Remember when Montel Williams came to the function with 2 women on his arm? Yeah, who was one of those women that was down with the party with Montel Williams? Mr. I Blow, the advocate from way back in the days of marijuana. Yeah, remember? Montel Williams, another bald-headed individual, had 2 women to the function. And one of them women, yeah, we know who she is. Yeah. Hey, Chucks and Pearls. So what was Neo saying when he came through with 2 women? What was the hoopla? What was the, oh, he the man? What was all that about? Montel Williams had 2 women. So what are we to assume that old Chucks and Pearls was doing with Montel and that other woman? Huh? Oh man, a whole lot of bumping clams and a lot of funk was going down. Yeah. Funny tree smoke in the air and a lot of gripper gate going on with Chucks and Pearls and Montel and the other woman, if we're going to assume that that's what Neo is doing. See, again, we have to understand what polygamy is. And in its core, it's not just a man with multiple women. It could be a woman with multiple men, but y'all not ready for that conversation yet. But anyway, there was an allegation, there was a video, everything was going crazy for him. And what happened? She retracted the information. She retracted the statement and saying that she might have been going through a little postpartum. Now that hasn't gone viral. It just hasn't. Do you understand? Yeah. Oh, headboard Harris. Anything. Oh, Chucks and Sharon Pearls. All that. Pearl on pearl action. Skewy and all that. Yeah. So, give these 2 melanated men who may be in Grippergate a little more justice than they have been given. Again, they went viral when everybody called them abusers. And now that these allegations and statements have been retracted, nobody's saying nothing about it. Now, again, I keep telling y'all, book your assessments to see exactly what it means to be in a domestic violence situation, a domestic violence living condition, so you can actually know what it looks like. We're only assuming certain things and giving certain perspectives when these celebrities come through with it, right? Then we just see somebody else just had a situation today. I saw somebody, supposed husband gave him an eye jammy. Why are we not talking about that? What does it do? One of these viral couples that I don't pay no attention to, you understand? Because again, y'all, they putting these people in these spaces and calling them influencers, giving them platforms. Euros is funding these things in the back channels, and these people are not who they profess to be. It's like that old Ofe who claimed to be a parenting expert and had her kids chained up and shit. You understand? They give, and I'm dumbfounded by why do y'all follow these individuals? It drives me nuts sometimes. Like, you can look and see. And these people are made up. All of them. Financial experts, real estate experts, gym rats, all that. And people follow them and fawn over their every word without seeing any proven results. So one of them couples, homeboy gave his chick an eye jammy or something. I just seen that before I came on. Like, come on. But we here in this class struggle for recognition. We here in this class struggle for the truth to get out. We sit here struggle for funds and how to grow each other and move. It's annoying at times, but I keep it 1,000 because it's an expectation. expectation of mine to know exactly where I'm gonna ever sit in this social media world. So I continuously work on the outside. I'm telling you, this shit is weird. And it's gonna be weird because got a weird audience for it. Weird audience for it. You dig? These people could pop up out of nowhere, which gets us to the next. And hold on, I gotta start because I had to find a pen in the car that I had. My notes is all over the place. Okay, we did the Harvey ratting on Diddy. We did that, right? Okay, what else did we do? We did yeah, we did the comparison of Mayor Adams and David Dinkins. Yeah, we know that. One-term black mayor of New York City. Yeah, we already know that. The bankers and the bagel meisters is gonna get him up out of there if he don't call in the National Guard. Okay, what else we got going on? Caitlyn. I can run through Caitlyn quick. This is real quick because I don't like the tone that it took last week. Or was it right around the draft? Was it last week or the week before? Regardless, there was memes going around about Caitlyn Clark, that she was, in essence, a man. And I hate when social media does that. Not that I give a damn about the old fake, because I don't think she all that anyway. She damn sure is not going to do what she was doing in college on the next level. She ain't none of them that I watched, and I watched NCAA women basketball for decades. She damn sure ain't no Sue Bird. She damn sure ain't no Tisha Penichero. She damn sure ain't no Diana Taurasi. She ain't none of that. And won't have no career as long as they had. I'll tell you that right now. She's borderline trash. Okay, when they get that defense on her, when them grown-ass women have them schemes, ain't gonna be none of that. She don't have no handle like Tisha Penichero. She's not water, as y'all think she is, with that defense get up on her. None of that. None. It showed. It showed. South Carolina game, they locked her ass down. So, miss me with all that. But I won't allow people to play this gender game, because then when it comes in our direction, it's definitely more hurtful, and the racial implications are really, 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 really destructive. So when you say things like that and you could get people to wondering, nah, I won't play that. And I won't allow other people in our spaces to do that, because I think that was very disrespectful. I do. And the spillover is crazy, because when they start saying that about melanated women, y'all gonna be mad. They're gonna be in an uproar. So when they was running around to me, Caitlyn, she's a man on the low and all that, and I'm like, okay. The thing about that is, and this goes more to what our people have when it comes to beauty standards and thinking that white women are all that, when they never have been, and these passport brothers and all of them thinking that black women should be pushed to the side for these Ofes or these Latinas or these Europeans or anything else. That goes to who you are. Because Caitlyn don't look like a man. She looks like all white women, the average white woman. She looks homely. They've been homely for years, which is why when they get one that has ethnic features, they celebrate them. They push them to the front because they ass is homely from birth, as you can see in the thumbnail. And I'm glad that she threw out there this is it an engagement? Is she getting engaged to her dude and they booed up and all that? Yeah, don't do that to her or any of these women who play ball. Caitlyn is not a man. She's just an average white woman. Homely. Look at the thumbnail and see. You see what Maud looked like. You see what who I got on it, Eleanor Roosevelt, and you see what they look like. Susan B. Anthony, you could go down for years and years. Betty Ford, all of them. They're homely. That's who white women are, homely. Stop putting that man stamp on her. You understand? Because then they were saying, oh, this Caitlyn and that Caitlyn. So they were saying she and putting up with Bruce Jenner, the two Caitlyns. Nah, man, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not cool. Not at all. Because when they do it to us, y'all in the uproar. When they were saying it about Serena Williams, y'all was in an uproar. Y'all was in an uproar. And look what happened. They kept saying it about her, and what happened? The black community started treating her like that, and she went right to the arms of a goddamn old fae. And I'm not talking about the old face she with. She was dealing with Brett Ratner, a little fat, chubby, pudgy, dusty old fae. She was there before she was with this dude. Because again, you allow people to start making those type of calls, not knowing that you're feeding in to these agendas by that Skittle community. So stop doing that. You dig? Nah, man. Nah, man. Listen, there's nothing attractive. There's no flirting. There's none of that with no oath. It's not for me. So it's not going on like that. It's just not. Simple. I don't find them appealing at all. But when you put that in that space, and then you start having people look at her and say, "Oh man, maybe she could be." Come on, man. Where we going at with that? For real. It's just homely. I don't care what you do. You could start from 1920. Let's just start with the visuals. Let's start with Hollywood and motion pictures and come all the way up. If you start from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, come all the way up to today, you ain't got no down old face. That's why when the attention was given to our melanated women, they couldn't deal with it. From the early 90s to about the 2000s, they had a fit when everybody started looking at black women, when everything was fixated on black women on TV in Hollywood. When you got 20 and 30 black women that everybody's focusing in on, they had a fit. It was like, nah, we got to stop this bullshit. Because you can't compete. Because now that's the measure of beauty. That right there. So now you looking at Haley, you looking at Elise Neal, you looking at all these women coming through, right? Kimberly and Elise, you look at everything they throwing at you as black women. Boom, 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 Vivica, boom, boom. And what they do, they made them black women start getting Botox, losing weight, start looking like little boy shapes, get rid of their hiney, do all that. And on the flip side, allowed the white woman to stop starving herself. White women always been thick. Let's not get it twisted. They used to starve themselves to be bulimic and stuff like that, to shave themselves down in order to be appealing to white men who thought white boys were appealing. So they tried to make their white woman like that. So they would go crash diets, starve, be a waif, model-like, lose everything. So white women were not any different than black women. They weren't. They weren't as voluptuous and shapely, but they always had hips and thighs and ass because they coming from the caves. They walking around. They been thick. They stopped starving themselves. Oh, we can eat now? In order to catch up to black women, all we gotta do is eat. Stop throwing up every time you go to the bathroom and all that. They been thick. They gave y'all that. Oh, this is a new phenomenon. Shit ain't new. They stopped eating. They stopped throwing up. That's it. They always had weight issues and stuff like that. Why? Because they were trying to fit into a specific space. So now, here we go. Black woman ain't got to do nothing. She is who she is. Shit, bitch. We came up, we thought 9, 10. You heard what Biz said. She had 9, 10 pants and a very big bra. We thought 9, 10 was something. Shit, now these chicks is 18s. That's the average. You're like, damn. That's why I'm dumbfounded. Like, y'all got all these beautiful black women running around and y'all in the streets bullshitting. Y'all passport brothers, y'all hating black women. And shit. I wish this shit was running around when I was a kid. When I was a young buck coming through, finding myself. What? Young, beautiful black women all around. Come outside blind and shit. They everywhere. And y'all gonna put something together called passport, but y'all gonna really try to discredit black women? Y'all look dumb doing that shit. Y'all gonna create these issues and narratives based on Eurocentric values on how we supposed to deal with each other, court each other. What are y'all doing? That's dumb shit. That's why there's so much confusion. That's why there's so much divorce. That's why there's so much conflict. Because you're trying to follow these ideals that ain't there for you. What are you talking about? You don't like black? You got an issue with black women? No, you got an issue with ignorance. You have an issue with hoes. You have an issue with women who don't value themselves, so they can't value you. That's the issue. You don't have an issue with all black women. You sound stupid saying that. You sound dumb. Because all black women aren't the same. Step up out of that European value system. Get knowledge of self and understand and deal with women who are ready to deal with you. It's the first thing you're supposed to learn. You love who love you. Even a pimp know that. Man, I don't chase nobody who chooses me. Who chooses his game? Who chooses his lane? You're looking for love from people who don't care about you. You serious? That shit don't make no sense. I love who love me. I'm going around chasing some chick that love bags, that love cars, that love a credit report more than she can love you. That ain't nothing wrong with her because she's a black woman. That's her because she's just dumb. It's just that simple. Out of here. She's a dummy. Whether she's black, Latin, Asian, she's a dummy. She loves materials more than she can love herself. Therefore, she could never love you. It's just that simple. What I look like doing that? So there's no problem between black men and black women. There's a problem with the belief systems that black men adhere to and black women adhere to. That's the issue. You're still in bed with white folk up here. So if this black man doesn't treat you how white folks say you're supposed to be treated, if this black woman doesn't treat this black man how white folk have told her she should be treated, then there's going to be an issue. That's what it's going to be, an issue. So stop saying that this chick looks like a man. She's just a homely white girl. That's it. Homely as hell. I guarantee you, y'all wouldn't be saying that if she gained 20 pounds and had her OnlyFans start busting it open. Then y'all would say, oh no, you know. So cut that bullshit out. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Okay, we got rid of the Caitlyn. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna save Amanda Seals for last. Got to save that shit for last. And let's go. Fund the war effort. Where we at with that? Let's go. We're gonna get on this Tennessee gun law. Essentially arming educators in schools and in the classroom. Okay? Excuse me. Which has been a discussion for a long time now. There's been a discussion for a long time. The funny thing that struck me about watching that was the fact that the people who were most up in arms about it in Tennessee was O-Face. I seen them signs, I seen them in the halls, I seen them. They were more angry. They were more triggered than our own folk. Now, I'm not gonna sit here in front as if I know the history of the streets of Memphis, the streets of Cashville, the streets of Nashville. I don't know. I know Tennessee's off the meter, off the chain. And if the only news reports that I'm getting, that I'm seeing is on our people and the gun violence that has drenched that state, man, I understand what was the catalyst for them being able to pass those bills to get to the governor's desk. Love from Memphis, what's going on, Lecrae? Yeah. So I'm looking at him saying, yo, come on, we going through things in Memphis that they dealing with in Chicago. What you talking about over a weekend? 8 and 9 people unalived, 20 people or more injured. Salute, CG. Much appreciated for funding the war effort. You understand? I'm saying, yo, hold on. Something has to be done. Now, if it's not going to be done by our people, if it's not going to be done at us, they're going to try to figure it out. They're going to try to figure it out. Now, they're not saying that only teachers in urban communities or urban schools in urban communities are the only ones that's going to essentially be allowed to have arms. They saying for the whole state. And this is what got them O-Face uptight, because they like, yo, hold up. They know for an absolute fact that teachers are not right in their head. A lot of them aren't, as we see. Them little O-Face white chicks are teachers. They be giving them grippers to them little kids. Yeah. So if they that off the hook, and that has become a rampant phenomenon nationwide, what's going to happen if you allow these adults to have arms in school? Whoa. That's going to be nuts. It just is. But again, what you see in Tennessee is people utilizing their power, utilizing their audience to move in a specific way. Okay? This is what you're seeing. So now, you even have certain school districts in Tennessee say, yeah, well, we don't care what the governor signs. Our teachers will not be allowed to have firearms in the building. Point. They not doing it. So it is not something that is legislation that is sweeping, that is going to encompass every school district. But I'm trying to figure out How come I didn't see more of our people out there? It just wasn't. I didn't see on TikTok. I didn't see it on IG. I didn't see it in broadcast news. I saw them old face out there scared to death. Because again, who's to say what teacher is going to be off on any given day? Could be a melanated teacher. And he get to clapping a whole lot of little old fake kids. You understand? Because they put these little things up in the bill talking about, excuse me, psychological examinations and all this other weirdness. They don't even give teachers psychological examinations now because that's what would enhance the quality of education. You got teachers that are off all around the globe. They're just off. They're just not in touch with the children. They're not in touch with new ways of educating and connecting. They bugged out. They don't get tested. There's no random drug test for teachers. At least not that I've seen. I've seen teachers getting high. I've seen teachers come to work drunk. I've seen teachers, because of what they're dealing with in their social life, not being able to connect to be a good or great educator. So now you're going to arm them? It's very weird. You're going to arm them now. But again, look at what's happening. News from Tennessee. A father, a melanated man, took a firearm into a school to chase kids down and threaten them because one of the kids took his kid's shoes or sneakers or whatever. This is the type of stuff that's going on out there. He all in the school with the hammer, threatening kids. Because kids did kid shit. Took his son's shoes or whatever the hell. So he feel he could go and threaten. Now he got bagged. I don't know what his charges are going to be. I know in New York, his ass would have been done. Anything you do on school property in front of children in New York City, in the 5 boroughs, is a felony. If you get the fisticuffing with another parent and children are outside in the lobby or in the playground and you put them in harm's way, y'all getting a felony. If you attack a teacher or principal, administrator, any staff, that's a felony. Whether you got a hammer on you or not. That's how they give it up in New York. California too? Okay, what's up, Derry? Okay, yeah. It's a felony. So now it takes for this black man to walk through a school with his hammer, looking and threatening kids about some sneakers or some shoes, and he gets to walk through and y'all think that's okay? It's not okay. It's just not okay. So again, Tennessee, we're going to see how it pan out. But man, educators with a hammer in the classroom, most of them are scared because now you are putting kids on point. It may say be concealed, but kids are inquisitive. They may look, oh, she got the hammer. Oh, she keep the hammer on her desk. Oh, she keep the hammer in her bag. Oh, they might jack her for the hammer. It's a lot with that. But again, we're in a space in this country and how we're socialized to everybody to be ultra violent. And if that's where we're going as a country, as humanity, then we don't need to be in them institutions that's not safe. You don't need to be in those schools. You don't need to be in those churches. If this is going to be the okay corral and everybody going to have a hammer, then you got to pull your people out of these situations where they may be the only one that don't have a hammer. That's just real talk. Because people are not right up here. Which now leads us to the Amanda Seals. Yeah, because she ain't right up here. No. So again, yeah, I'm rolling, y'all. I'm rolling. I don't know who give it up to y'all with so much intelligence and so much articulation and so much care and concern for you that I keep it real simple and brief. I don't know who else could do it. I do it. I do it. And I'm doing it on the road. Okay? I'm doing it on the road. All right? And again, I got to do it off the top of the skull here, which I usually do, but y'all don't know. I really, really research a lot that I give you in class, and I have notes, and I take all type of articles, all type of research, and print them off. I got the printer. I do all that. And in the space that I'm in now, realizing that I don't have shit, but I have to do class, because this road trip wasn't planned out, but I had to do it. I'm saying, damn, I got a whole class. And, because this shit happens every day, all day. Things pop up. Shit, I could go into a whole lot of stuff today, but I want to make sure I'm getting what people ask me to build on, I want that to be right there in the front because that's what's important to the class. You understand? But I'm feeling a little bit without my notes, without my going in. But we gonna deal with this little sick chick here. And not only her, we're gonna use her specifically because of what she said, how it was said. But this, for me, lends to the fact of our people being so disconnected from the true issue and disconnected and really having no knowledge of self. And I keep saying it over and over again, but y'all, I don't mean my class, but whoever gets this video, because my team is right, they share it. I see people and I give them their props. They make all type of TikToks with me, memes, throw it out there. It's appreciated. But y'all, them people out there, they follow some of the most ignorant people I've ever seen. No type of learning with them, none. And they don't give you anything that you can utilize, nothing. And this shit has been going on since social media exploded. I definitely am tired of it. So we got this chick who for me came from nowhere. And I didn't understand why people perceived her as intelligent or that she was kind of moving and shaking in high intellectual spaces or consciousness. And I'm like, people can't see that. And that shit really, really, really triggers me because I look at people and like, y'all really following this shit? Y'all following this chick? Y'all following this dude? And I'm like, what I do is, this is just something for me. This is a tool that I use. I picture everybody in a pair of greens behind the wall. I picture all men like that, right? Women, I don't know. But men and certain people, I picture them in a pair of greens behind a wall with me in a maximum security prison. And I say, what would he be doing? He would be getting his grippers dug out, or he would be the dope fiend, or he would be the one that's stressed out that never come to the yard. He would be the one shining police boots. He would be this dude looking for a bag of dope. He would be the dude that we gotta force to get in the shower. All that shit. I picture people in a pair of greens. You understand? And that's what makes the determination whether I would listen to them or not. Because they're just a bird. So all these bozos who claim to be conscious, who claim to be woke, who get these platforms, who get these subscription bases, these These niggas wouldn't last a day in jail nowhere. Nowhere. And if they do find a pocket where they could exist in, they wouldn't be around me. They wouldn't be around no strength. They would fall into all the other categories that many of them fall into. They would. So I don't listen to them. I've been trying to figure this shit out. Like, y'all listen to this dude? Y'all listen to this girl? Y'all don't see this shit? So anyway, I was trying to figure out who this Amanda Seales chick was. They kept saying her name over and over again through the last couple of years. I think I started hearing about her like towards the end of the pandemic for me. Other people have known who she was because they follow every TV show and things like that where they put these black people up and try to speak on what blackness is. So I think she was on the insecure shit, and I'm like, what is that shit? I tried to watch an episode or two of it, and I'm like, what kind of black folk are these? I always look at shit like that when it comes to things that they put out and people run with. I'm like, what is that? And then I have to understand that the majority of black folks aren't conscious. They aren't woke. They don't know certain things about the Black Power movement and the liberation movements. They just don't. They don't have specific frames of thought, right? And philosophy when it comes to that. And they're raised to follow these institutions and try to put blackness in a space where we can exist in this Eurocentric bullshit and try to fit in and claim being black and against the system when they're not. So when I see these TV shows and these narratives and people who write this shit and see who they are when they get interviewed and things, I'm like, who is this? So I didn't really fall into the Insecure and all the little ghetto shows and all this other weird shit. I just didn't, because it doesn't move me. So I had no idea who this broad was. I really didn't. And then you start, excuse me, I started hearing her more and more and seeing her on certain platforms. And I'm like, who is this? And why are they paying attention to her? I didn't get it. Then I think I seen a couple of times on a reel, and I'm like, who is this? Who? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Again, if I put her in a pair of greens and had her in Beacon or Bedford Hills, she wouldn't last at all. See, the main thing that we have to understand when it comes to consciousness, when it comes to being woke and moving in certain settings, if you're not ready to go up against the old phase and meet the ultimate faith, which is become unalive, like Malcolm, right? Unalive. Or to be incarcerated, right? Like Mama Africa. You dig what I'm saying? Or to still be in there like Mumia, right? Or to be released when you're getting ready to meet your demise like Mutulu Shakur, right? And and all our other brothers, Sekou Odinga and all that. Man, you can't talk that shit to me at all. If you getting funds from the old faith, if you in a space where you're consistently worrying about credit scores and taxes and your view of success is being on TV, which is an old faith institution, you not ready to go up against that shit. You hummer stunting. So I already look at them and know exactly where they're at. They're not trying to liberate our people. No, not at all. Because that is the determining factor. When you speak liberation, know that your demise is imminent. You can't talk that talk about making people believe in themselves and loving themselves and pulling out of the systems and think that you're going to consistently be around. No. So I know their commitment is not to our people. But they get these broad audiences, and these audiences are usually made up of people just like them. So when I see Amanda Sears, I'm like, she damn sure ain't no Angela Davis. And Angela got some weak shit with her. She damn sure ain't no Winnie Mandela or no Asada. So I don't care two shits about her at all. But again, it's social media. They prop up. And other people prop up people based on how they view themselves. You dig what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So I see she went on with Shanae at Club Shanae. And I'm trying to figure this out. I'm like, damn, how is Club Shanae ending up being the space where people come to get validation from our people? Because I'm like, Club Shanae is the point at which that people can come through and get some type of sympathy from melanated folks? This is where we at now? Homie who struggles to be articulate, who has his nuts questioned? No Diddy. You understand? I'm like, when is that? How has that become the reference point where people begin to accept those who were thrown out of the white structure of the entertainment industry? Come on. I was like, nah, not Club Shanae, nah. So anyway, she's on there. I didn't see the interview. Don't care to him. I can't sit there and listen to him. It may not be his guess. I just can't sit there. Something in my ear. When y'all listen to him, that's a struggle. Listen. The audible struggle. Y'all people may say my shit because I don't have a mic, right? Because the funding of the war effort doesn't allow me to sit and just, do all this high-tech shit. But you hear me. You understand? He's a struggle, listen. Not articulate. I'm telling you, what is this? Oh, who is this? Shanae / with the Cosby Kid? Babiba and all that? What is this? So I can't listen to him. Not at all. But I seen a couple of the clips. One of the clips that I seen, especially because it's going viral now, is recent, is her and the statement that she made of being autistic or being on the autistic spectrum. And we gave a class on this because I told you that my niece is on the autistic spectrum, nonverbal, and that I've been very active and committed since she was an infant, with my sister, who's a great mom, who wasn't in a space where she felt embarrassed, right? Where she got on this quick as an infant. So I'm very, very into that world and into getting new information and having to assist people. You dig what I'm saying? That's something that is very, very dear to me. You understand? Because my niece is beautiful. And because we jumped on it as a support system as early as we did and had her in a school, a beautiful school, right? And communication devices and things like that. Man, this school, I don't know the name of it, but they take her from Brooklyn to Westchester County and back every day. 2-hour ride. Every day. She's been in this school since she was 4 or 5, and she's 16 now. But we jumped on it early. I remember us fighting to get the Nickerson letter. And the Nickerson letter is basically a letter that states that you have been diagnosed with this condition, and regardless of what school, whether public, you get the funding, and the school gets the funding that's supposed to enhance the space for proper learning. So I'm in it. I'm in it. So when she made this statement, and then people got on her, and she tried to double back and started saying these outlandish statements about being canceled, and if you don't believe me and not my if my statement and explanation isn't good enough for you, you could block me and this and that. And I'm trying to figure out why she hasn't been canceled way back for a lot of the weirdness she's been saying. I don't get it, because she hasn't done anything to enhance the liberation struggle for our people, which should be the main focus for anybody once they achieve a certain level of audience. Not the back and forth specialty select issues that they choose. It ain't about whether or not she's black, or whether or not she's a woman, or whether or not where she stands as far as her gender and how she moves. The main thing for any of us, once you gain our attention and awareness, is what are you prepared to do when it comes to us? We spoke about this in class the other day. What is black folk obligation to black folk? Because nobody has an obligation to black folk. They don't. They skirt that shit and push it to the side. That should always alert you to who they are. I have an obligation to melanated folk. My obligation ain't to no flag, it ain't to no country, it ain't to no taxes, it ain't to none of that shit. I have an obligation to you, to my class, and to my people first. Without that obligation, I can't be woke, I can't be conscious. I'm fronting without an obligation to black people, period. So what is her obligation to black folk? But she don't have it. Why? Because now we see she made a statement that she's on the autistic spectrum. But when they pushed, or when social media or people pushed where this diagnosis come from, she backpedaled. And as I always told you, I see so many people on the spectrum. It doesn't surprise me. I told y'all Kanye was on the spectrum. I told y'all that years ago, that I believe there's nothing wrong with him other than him being on the spectrum. And when his mother, his true handler, transitioned, that was it. There was no one there to take care of him. Everybody else took advantage of him. And it doesn't matter how much of a bag he has or his creativity. He was on the spectrum. He is on the spectrum and needed a handler to understand that. Now he is an adult, wayward and going through it. There's a lot of rappers, a lot of athletes who are on the spectrum. They are. But again, the image clouds your vision. It clouds your vision because you see them in the Benz, in the Bentley. You see them doing all these things that the old face put in front of you as a measure of success. And you begin not to look at them for who they are. I'm telling you, a lot of them are. You put designer. Designer looks like he's on the spectrum, and he probably is. So you got Ye bringing designer out, designer and Ye. Those dudes is on the spectrum. I'm telling you, I wouldn't put it past the other young boy, Soldier Boy, being on the spectrum. I believe he's on the spectrum. And a lot of these women and chicks that they've been throwing in front of y'all been on the spectrum. But the danger is that when you make an attempt to put them in intelligent spaces that deal with social issues that are critical to us understanding our enemy and ourselves. So when you had this Amanda chick speaking for all these years and this shit was seeming very contradictory, I'm like, she's bugged out. But how bugged out is she? Now I'm saying, oh, she's on a spectrum. And I can see it in the thumbnail. Molly, salute, much appreciated for funding the war effort. You understand? Yeah, NBA young boy, all of them. A lot of them is on the spectrum. But again, you can utilize that when you create these spaces for them to excel in, which leads us to what? To the symptoms of somebody being on a spectrum. Hey, what are the symptoms? Now, because again, we know the entertainment industry is protected. We know it's protected by Grippergate. Some of y'all want to say it's protected by the enlightened. Y'all want to say a lot of things. So it's a space where foolishness can happen. We see that they allow Grippergate, they allow people like Diddy, they allow people like Jimmy Iovine and Russell to run rampant because they earn money, so it's a protective code. Let's see. Symptoms may be present early in the developmental period, but if you don't catch it, like we caught it with my niece, not later until when social demands exceed limited capabilities. So now as you're growing and you're an adult, you may be talented. You may can play an instrument. You may can play a sport. But when now you have to cross social demands, speaking in front of people, things like that, you have limited capabilities. So now you're not just Kanye, now you're Ye with a kid in a marriage. So now it looks like it's bugged out when you're making certain statements because others can see, like, yo, hold on, what are you talking about? And you put people in place to interview them and feed it into social media. It looks off. But again, you excuse the offness for being wacky. No, these people are on the spectrum. Okay? So now you got this chick that says some very definitive things about what it means to be black, what it means to be a woman. But she off. But y'all fed into that. So now this Amanda Seals is looking weird, like in the thumbnail. They dress them up. They put them on the TV shows and have makeup artists and all that, and a script to follow. So they appear to be more intelligent than they actually are. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. And people fed into that. They fed into it. How? Why? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why? Because that's something that they wanted to believe, and they wanted to believe in her. They wanted to believe in the cute girl with the long hair that they seen. They wanted to believe in the spew that she was spewing on talk shows and things of that nature. Now, when you start to see the levels and the layers of what could be somebody that's off beat, oh, it's coming out. Yeah, it's coming out now. That's where you at with it. Let's go again, okay? Persons with autism, with autism disorder exhibit social interaction difficulties, okay? Problems with verbal and nonverbal communication. As infants, not wanting to be touched or held, right? Not wanting to be touched or held, which had me saying, hold up. When I seen the initial piece of that interview, she asked Shannon, Shanae for a hug. And I know for a fact very, very many autistic children have an issue with you touching them. So I'm like, that's strange that by the time we started seeing these other clips that she made that statement. So I'm like, damn, what are we actually watching? Who's putting these things together? Who's placing these people on Club Shanae? Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. He was like, yo, I tried to do that earlier. So I'm like, okay, this is getting very, 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 very funny style. But if people don't catch it, I catch certain things that I want to bring to class. Okay? Okay. Difficulties being touched or held. Right? Autism, excuse me, ASD, right, can be difficult to diagnose. See, because it's not a true diagnosis. What they really do, they put certain things in play and start Xing things out. They start Xing things out. Okay? Yeah, and it ain't 10,000. I just looked at several spaces where you can get an assessment. You can do this online. They don't, however, take Medicaid or Medicare. But because she's been in media and been in Grippergate and on television, you got enough to pay for a diagnosis. That's just not smart to even say. Not at all, especially if you're making claims that that's your issue. 10 stacks ain't nothing. She could come on not like me. She could get on YouTube and get 10 stacks in the evening, just like that. Just like that. People will come on and support and give her all type of green screens, all type of PayPal donations, all that. Where I won't get, man, I don't get a buck coming on here. And I'll tell you that any given day. And so with my classroom assistants, we don't get nothing, nowhere near that. She could get 10 grand in an hour. I've seen Tasha K do it. So I know for a fact this chick can do it because her audience is different. She has a bourgeoisie audience. She has people who will pay her. She got people that would just come on because of her skin tone and give her that. She will come on and have a whole bunch of Skittle people give her that. She can get 10K in a couple of hours. Where it would take me, I've been on YouTube 10 years. I mean, social media, 10 years. I've been on YouTube 2 or 3 and ain't getting nowhere near that. At all. She could get that in a couple of hours. And they got insurance. I'm sure she got insurance. If she doesn't have insurance, why the hell are we even listening to her about any type of social issues if you don't have that? So miss me with the 10K not wanting to pay for that. That don't make sense. Damn it, I pay to get recertified as an anger management specialist on a regular. I pay to be a specialist in domestic violence. My little ends to do that because that's what I do. That's what I claim. So for somebody to make that statement, hey, yeah, you're a little off. So again, let's say difficulties to diagnose and can be confused with other neuropsychological conditions. So if you don't get a proper diagnosis, she could be having some other neuropsychological condition, which means you damn sure shouldn't be viral. You damn sure shouldn't be talking about social issues if you got some other neuropsychological condition, right? An accurate diagnosis is critical so that important therapeutic services may be initiated. So how would somebody make that statement, say they're not going to get a diagnosis, or that we should be satisfied with her just saying that. And we don't know if you're getting the proper therapeutic services. So why in the hell would you be on Club Shanae? Why in the hell would you ever be on anything like Tasha K or any of these websites? Damn it, she was on CNN and once she with Bill Maher and all, they've been pushing this chick as some type of representation from Black women's thought. And you won't even get a diagnosis after you said something like that? That's the same shit I said about some of these political activist chicks who I know have been custies and alcoholics and claiming that they just coming through recovery. So that means at the height of their addictions, at the height of their mental confusions, they've been making life-changing statements for some people who followed them. So you've been following people with autism, you've been following people with drug addictions and alcoholics in the name of Black womenness, claiming that you are in alignment with such scholars as Shirley Chisholm and all this wildness, and you've been custies and alcoholics and borderline on the spectrum, and having followings, mass followings. And people who out here working grassroots in the community don't get shit. That, again, is more reflective of the audience than it is on the people who are getting propped up in these spaces. Because you can see it. I seen it in the thumbnail. I seen it on their IG pages. How they look when they get presented in front of the audience and how they look when they doing their lives and when you catch them off guard without the kit, without the hair, without the eyelashes, when they're in their stupors. And I'm like, who in the hell following that? We should have learned that. If not over the years, at least by the recent acts of that influencer astrologist that unalived her whole family and herself. Stop listening to these bullshit ass people. So when I'm seeing it, I'm like, hold on. She said she got autism. What are the 3 criterias? Okay, difficulty in social, emotional, right? Reciprocity. Let's get it right. Because I seen people try to sing Lauryn Hill's song and they put that word in there. And instead of saying reciprocity, they said rest of my property. And I'm like, that's not the song. When I get my rest of my property, she said reciprocity, not rest of my prosody, chicken head, right? But these are the 3 criterias. Difficulties in social, emotional reciprocity, including in social approach, back and forth conversations, sharing interests with others, and understanding emotions. Yeah. So if you can't do any of these, if these 3 are the criteria of which that she says she has when it comes to who she is, how in the hell can she be a part of any social movement? How in the hell can she speak for Black women? How in the hell can she speak for our people? What work qualifies her? What work has she done that qualifies her when she says she's been on the spectrum and she's on the spectrum? Who were the people, who were the producers and associate producers that put her on national platforms? Who didn't see this? Because it was evident from the beginning. With me, you're an actress. That's what your goal was. That's what any of their goal was. To get to the bag, to be an actress, to be successful. The social commentaries and things like that came later when somebody put a bug in your ear. Because there's no way that I can aspire to do what I'm doing right now for my people and want to be an actor. It's two completely different disciplines. There's no way I can do this and want to be a rapper. There's no way I can do this and think I'm going to go over there and shoot threes like Steph Curry. It don't happen. I'm embedded in this. I've went to jail behind stuff like this. I was born in this struggle. There is no way. And I damn sure couldn't do this if I was mentally off, if I had a social disorder, if I was claiming to be autistic. That criteria doesn't fit anybody you should be paying that much attention to that they're viral. So where we going at with this? Her and Club Shay Shay should be canceled. Y'all keep listening to this tight pants wearing ass, mumbling ass dude and putting people on the platform and y'all sitting there. I'm sure she made 10,000 off of that. Go and get your diagnosis, Miss Seals. You got 10K for that. I guarantee you Club Shanae put that in your pocket. I guarantee you they made more than that off of you being there. So go get your diagnosis and stop playing with people. Because children who are now teenagers, excuse me, people who have adults that they have raised who are truly autistic and have truly had Nickerson letters and have truly been in certain spaces, family members who are supportive of, take that as a slap in the face that you're not going to get proper diagnosis, but still think that you could be viral on social media, to still think that you should have an audience like that, especially since you said, well, if you're not feeling me, block me. This is how you're supposed to create and give content with context, because our people need truth. So when you come to class, you get truth, you get expression. You understand? You get a frame of thinking that separates you from the other garbage that's on YouTube. This is where we at with it now, because now more than ever, the war is on. So soldiers have to be right in their mind. That chick ain't no soldier. None of these people are soldiers for our people. They're not. They won't go to jail for you. They're not going to bust a hammer for you. They're not going to do any of the work that needs to be done to get us to a place where we can sit and really love on, embrace each other, build our own nation. They're not doing it. They are still up under Ofe rule. They are still in bed with Ofe, and they have visions in their head, in their hearts, of making sure that Massa sees them in a good light. I don't give a damn what they're talking about. When you don't hear somebody telling you, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you, y'all should look at them sideways. Somebody, like I always said, somebody put in my ear that celebrities don't give a damn about you. They care about how much you care about them. And I got that when I was a pup. They don't care about you. They care about your interest in them. And I'm telling you that for an absolute fact. When they could put somebody on the autistic spectrum in your face for the last few years, talking about she's speaking on behalf of women. She's speaking on the behalf of black folk. Man, and you can look in her eyes. I seen it. I see these people all day, whether they on the TV screen, on YouTube, in my phone. I look at people and I see they moves. I'm like, yeah, that person is off. And when I say it, I'm a hater. You understand? So again, I'm on the road. I did what I could do. Listen, I gave it up. I'm telling you, I'm trying to give it to y'all. However it's appreciated, however it isn't, I do what I do because because I love my people. Yeah, she could claim that feminism shit. Once you claim that, then you definitely ain't for our people. There's no room for any of the isms in our struggle now. There's fascism, capitalism, communism, feminism, chauvinism. Ain't none of those isms going to get our people liberated. None of it. All those isms are going to keep you enslaved to white supremacyism. If you want to put an ism on that. All that got to get chucked to the side. That shit is rotary phone era thinking in the smartphone age. We cannot be separated. Black men need black women. We need black children. Black children need us. We need elders. Everything in the kitchen sink going at these people. So get them isms up out of here. That shit don't hold no weight. Okay? So again, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. All peace and power to the people that struggle. Guard your mind. Guard your mind. Okay? Fund the war effort and 55 gang. Get y'all grades up.